First video of maybe many over time where I do something besides work on that big ugly van. I've got a buddy of mine that uses this QC, QC is in QC, kind of an antiquated DVR for a security system. This is the model QC918B. The plan is to upgrade its 1 terabyte hard drive to this 2.5 inch Seagate portable drive that I'm going to shuck or decase and get in there. It looks like it has the same connectors. After you pull off the older style USB 3.0 controller, and then I've got somewhere over here. Oops. I just happen to have this from some PC I was building a while ago, a 2.5 inch and 3.5 inch adapter. So I need that, and let's see if I can get the case off this thing. I got some random small screwdrivers, butter knife, some funky hook tools, whatever. Let's see if I can get this case open. Right now it's glued. I don't have any proper tools for prying plastic, but I don't care about chewing this case up, so let's just get it off and see if I can get it working here. And I've tried this with different hard drives, and it seems to just auto-format it with the software, the firmware software is built into it, and it works just fine. So it says it takes up to a 6 terabyte hard drive. We've got a 5 terabyte here. We're gonna try to get it working. Opening wasn't too difficult. I used this very small slotted or flathead screwdriver. Pried open a tiny hole on the corner, so I didn't chew that too bad. I don't know if you can see that right about there. And I pried open the corner, and then this was too tiny to really slide along it. I just used a regular old butter knife and got right on the edge and slid in and pried it open and went all the way around the edges, and top pops right off. Okay, upside down in here. Let me work that out. Alright, it's not bolted in, it just lifts right out. And here we have Seagate Barracuda 5 terabyte. This drive is brand new, never used, by the way. I've got a few of them. It looks like there is, as expected, some kind of controller attached to the end of it inside the case. So my hope is that I can peel off this metal foil tape, and that should just pull right out of the existing connectors of the standard 2.5 inch hard drive, SATA or SATA hard drive. Let's check it out. Alright, so that just peels right off as expected. The foil, pretty easy enough. Kids are getting ready for school now. Let's take a closer look at the controller. It looks like it just seats into the connectors there. I can't pull it out with one hand, I don't think. Yeah, I can. Just pull straight out. And there we go. There's a USB 3.0, the old style 3.0. Can't remember what it's actually called. Controller. And this should have regular connectors on it now. Okay, let's pop open the DVR and take a look in there. Alright, here's the older DVR. This is actually the drive that first came out of it. We thought the drive was bad, but we don't know if that's the case or not. I put in a 750 gigabyte drive to replace the 1 terabyte drive. Pretty simple swap out. No setup needed. You just turn it on and it auto recognizes it. So again, QC HD, and it's the QC918. Can't focus on that. 918B. QC918B. 8 channels. Actually looks pretty cool. Works pretty well. To get the hard drive out, As simple as these 4 screws. Take those out. The black shell pops off the top, and then you just take these 4 hard drive screws out after taking the connectors off the drive. So let me show you that. All 4 screws removed. Phillips head screwdrivers needed. Now the shuck shell from the other case is a nice screw holder. Flip it over and just lifts right off. Pretty straightforward. Just don't mess with anything here. Just take the connectors off. This has got a little press clamp on it for power or for data. And then here, power cord. Yeah. So taking those 2 connectors off there, easy enough. And now I will just take off these bolts here, and the hard drive should pop right off. And she's out of there. Original 1 terabyte, replacement Seagate Barracuda 750 gigabyte drive. Use this to get this in. This obviously doesn't have any proper mounting holes to get in there. So what I'm going to do first though is connect it, make sure it functions properly, and then I'll use the mounting kit and then bolt it in there properly. All right, other side of the office now. This is my son's Raspberry Pi 4 computer that runs Raspberry. What is it called? What's that? The gaming emulator. Anyway, so I've got NES games on there. He's 8 years old. I'm teaching him old NES games. That's for another video sometime. And our 3D printer we play with. Filament and all our goodies over here. More videos later. So anyway, here's the drive. It's mounted. It's powered on. It has a VGA connector for video output. So I've got this old VGA monitor here. USB connector for a mouse. And then of course power I've got running on the table. So everything booted up fine. Came up. It actually recognizes the drive here as 4.54 terabytes. Seems about right. And status normal, so I think this is going to work. And let me mount it and button it up, test it one more time, and I'll deliver it back to my friend. Here's the Sabrent 2.5-inch hard drive to desktop 3.5-inch bay bracket, which is exactly what we need. The result looks something like this. This is an instruction manual or something. I don't need that. A little bag of bolts and the actual bracket, so should slide right in there easily and bolt in. Let me work on that. The shucked drive from the Seagate One Touch portable has these little rubber bumper cushions on a bolt in the side of the drive. So I've got to remove all of those so it fits into the bracket properly. Pretty simple. I used all the same hardware. I didn't need any of the hardware that came in the bag with the bracket. The little bolts that had the blue rubber cushions on them go right back in, mount the drive to the bracket, and the bracket goes on with the same bolts, the same screws that the other hard drive came out of. So I've got that together. That's all solid. I've got the SATA connector and the power connector on there, and everything looks good. My concern is that these little rubber cushions were giving a little dampening of the drive, and I know there's some internals inside to protect it, but this is a hard mount really, from the drive shell, the case of the drive, all the way through the bracket and to the case of the DVR. So I'm just going to caution him to be extra careful not to bump it and bang this around too hard. It really goes on a shelf and sits there indefinitely, so it should be okay. We'll put the cover on and test it one more time. Oh, everything tests fine. It's all working again. My concern is it's a little noisy. I think without the dampening, but the previous drive didn't have any dampening either. Without the dampening, I don't know if you can hear that. Brand new drive. It kind of rattles and echoes inside there with the noise. We'll see. Hopefully it'll last. Bonus coverage. Guess what? This little USB 3.0 controller will fit into a standard drive. It'll snap right in there just fine. Like so. I'll hook it up to the computer and see if the data is viewable on this existing drive. That could be handy. No, maybe not. Maybe it can't power a 3.5-inch drive, or maybe it's some kind of proprietary Seagate thing. Well, a Seagate drive here. Let's try that one. Nope, still dead. Not powering up, not spinning up. Maybe a power thing, who knows. Oh well. Maybe this video helps somebody. I'm gonna put it together, string it together, and post it. Like usual, no edits. Just, you get what you get. More bonus footage. I found a 2.5-inch drive, Western Digital Scorpio drive. It powers up, spins up, doesn't have the blinking light, and actually recognizes data on it. No idea where this came from. Maybe an old laptop or something. It's a 250 gig drive, but it's plugged in that same controller, that weird old USB 3.0 wire, and it seems to work. Pretty cool. I'll end the video on a good note then. Thanks for watching, I guess. This is not going to be an ordinary YouTube channel by any means.